The world is a pretty scary place right now. Floods, forest fires, droughts, and other natural disasters. So many living things being pushed past the brink of extinction. We need a superhero to help us set things right. What if I told you that I knew a superhero? In fact, she's in my bathtub right now. Everyone, if you haven't before, meet Bo the beaver. Bo was just a baby, so she's a hero in training. But her species has a superpower like no other. Beavers like her are environmental engineers who shape the landscape to meet their needs, and in doing so create habitats for thousands of species. These safe havens are resistant to flooding and drought and protected from wildfires. If you don't believe me, let me explain. Water is a powerful force. It can either bring chaos and destruction or be the source from which all life springs forth. The problem is when it's moving really fast in a narrow channel, it causes erosion, which only makes the channel deeper and the water faster. Water that can't break free of the channel can't give life to the land around it. And when more water is added to the channel through a rainstorm, it has nowhere to go and the results are devastating. When beavers dam up a simple stream, they don't stop the water, they just slow it down, which taps into the water's life-giving potential. It spreads out across its floodplain and nourishes the soil. But the beavers go further in their engineering. They cut down small trees for both food and to build their lodge and dam, with a preference for the species of trees that grow quickly so that they'll be replenished, which just so happens to be the type of trees that humans have little use for. Many of those trees and branches they store underwater. They weave an underwater latticework in the deepest part of the pond that their dam creates, and secure the branches into it to store for their winter food supply. Digging the pond to different depths creates all kinds of habitats and homes for other animals. Birds, insects, amphibians, and mammals all thrive. So much so that beaver dams are as biodiverse and important as coral reefs and rainforests. Beavers dig channels out to the trees that they want to cut down and meet, which irrigates and brings nutrients to the forest soil. Thinning out the smaller trees also provides sunlight and opens up more space underneath the canopy, which lets more plant and animal life grow. Some trees do die from their tree roots being flooded, but even the dead trees become home for wildlife. Bats, insects, owls, and wood ducks all love the holes in trees. But a beaver dam isn't forever. When a beaver colony exhausts the supply of small trees that they like to eat in one area, they'll move along downstream, where they will recreate their lush wetland and in their wake leave behind a much healthier, fertile meadow and grassland, with a higher, healthier water table and more robust plant life. And in 5 to 10 years, when their favorite types of trees regrow, they'll return to that area and start the process over again. In this way, beavers are constantly revitalizing the landscape, working hard to undo the damage done by humans and habitat destruction, and quite literally saving the planet. Yet, despite all this hard work, they're still taken for granted. Before European colonization, the population of beavers in North America was estimated to be as much as 400 million. In a short 200 years, by the 1900s, the beavers had become nearly extinct. Beavers are constantly revitalizing the landscape, working hard to undo the damage done by humans and habitat destruction, and quite literally saving the planet. Yet, despite all this hard work, they're still taken for granted. Before European colonization, the population of beavers in North America was estimated to be as much as 400 million. The land they created that the first European settlers saw was pristine and full of life. But in a short 200 years, by the 1900s, the beavers had become nearly extinct. During those 200 years, when most people looked at beavers, all they saw was dollar signs. America was literally built on the backs of beavers, by people who either didn't know what they were doing to the environment, or just didn't care. The land has never fully recovered from the tragedy and travesty of the fur trade. But there were some who fought for the beavers, like the famous conservationist Archie Bellamy, also known as Grey Owl, and one of my personal inspirations, Dorothy Richards, who lived amongst beavers for decades, studying them and welcoming them into her home, and eventually founded the sanctuary called Beaver Spray. She also wrote a book by the same name, but it's since gone out of print. But if you ever get a copy, it's worth the read. Now, thanks to these heroes and the generations they inspired, the beaver population has recovered to right around 15 million nationwide. Right now, in states like California and New Mexico, projects are actively underway to reintroduce beavers to prevent wildfires and nourish the landscape, and provide stability to fragile ecosystems. With more people talking about beavers in a positive light and more videos like this one, we're inspiring more and more humans to become beaver believers. Of course, not everywhere can be underwater in a beaver wetland. That's why companies like this one, Beaver Solutions, and schools like the Beaver Institute are helping people and companies to coexist with beavers and keep human habitats dry, while living side by side with beaver colonies doing their important work. So the world might still be a scary place, and these problems aren't going away overnight. But when we join forces with our furry and flippered heroes, and remember to work with nature instead of against it, we can give this home we all share a fighting chance. Thanks for watching.